This is Numark's latest controller, the Mixstream Pro. The Mixstream Pro is a standalone DJ unit that comes with all the essentials you would expect from a mid to high range DJ controller. So it has two 6-inch capacitive jog wheels, a complete mixer section, an effect section with 4 effects and 2 toggle switches, and even a 7-inch high definition touchscreen display. But what makes this unit really shine compared to every other controller released in the last couple of years are 5 innovative and surprising things. Number 1. Its price. At only $600, this standalone DJ unit is by far the most value for money DJ controller you can get because you don't need to own a laptop to operate this thing, unlike the FLX6 or the DJ800, which are in the same price range and aren't even standalone. On the Mixstream Pro, you can play tracks from a USB or SD card, and you can also stream songs over Wi-Fi as well. And all this music can be played over the built-in speakers on this unit, and I'll get to this later on in this video. So what makes this price tag pretty crazy in addition to what I just said is the fact that this unit uses the same engine OS and display found in the Denon DJ Prime Go, which is a $1,000 DJ controller. And that not only means you're getting a pseudo $1,000 DJing experience for almost half the price, but it also means that browsing your library, searching for songs, loading them up, making playlists, and even controlling lights is easy and intuitive to do. Number 2. Like its name suggests, this controller is suited and optimized for professional music streaming. So it works with the following streaming services, giving you access to millions of songs, curated playlists, and top charts. And in addition to that, you can also sync your entire music library to Dropbox so that you can play your own music virtually anywhere with this unit. Number 3. Its inputs and outputs. Now, the Mixstream Pro has all the inputs and outputs you would expect from a controller, like microphone inputs and headphone outputs. But this unit really future-proofs itself by having XLR outputs in addition to having RCA outputs. The reason being so is because most professional venues and speakers use XLR cables because they simply provide a better quality signal compared to RCA cables. So if you're a serious beginner DJ looking to DJ in the long term, this is the controller to get. Number 4. The Mixstream Pro is the first standalone DJ controller to feature built-in speaker monitors. So if you don't have any external speakers or monitors for your bedroom or mobile gig, this unit sorta has you covered. But do these speakers sound good, and are they even a good idea? Well, we'll talk about this later on in this video, but do comment down below your opinion on the matter. Number 5. Going the extra mile, the Mixstream Pro can operate lights via Philips Hue and DMX control. So if you want to have a light show during your DJing, this controller easily enables you to do so wirelessly. So no need for a laptop or external controller to get your lights to function and work the way you want them to. Now, is this Numark's best controller yet? Well, for me, yeah. But of course, it's not perfect. There are some features here that will make beginners happy, and some features here that will make pro DJs scratch their heads and wonder why. And specifically, those are 2 things which we'll get to later on in this video. Now, if you're starting out beginner DJ, this hands down is the best controller you can get to really jumpstart your DJ career. Because for just $600, you're getting everything a beginner and intermediate DJ would want from a controller plus more, like streaming abilities, XLR outputs, lighting controls, etc. Though the Mixstream Pro is not exactly my level of pro in terms of doing complex DJ techniques and mixes, it certainly does a job that most DJs will use it for, which is basic DJing and club mixing. So with that said, let's jump into the review and start with this unit's jog wheels. The jog wheels on this unit have a nice weight to them and feel pretty solid. I really enjoy using them to blend and beat match tracks together. But in terms of scratching and responsiveness, they certainly do the job of doing the basics. But doing more complicated scratch nerdy stuff on this thing is a bit difficult. The Mixstream Pro has 4 basic pad modes, which are Cue, Save Loop, Auto Loop, and Roll. And these functions are all pretty useful to use, especially for beginners. But what's disappointing is that we only get 4 performance pads which are dual layer. And that means that if you want to access additional parameters like cue points 5 to 8, you're going to need to press the pad mode button twice. And that is a hassle which you can eventually get used to though. And speaking of hassle, the tempo faders on this unit are only 2 inches long, and though they feel pretty good, I do wish they were longer. Now on top of having the expected buttons like the play/pause, sync, pitch bend, and load buttons, we also have some useful shortcut buttons as well, like the source/lighting button and the settings/Wi-Fi button. Like most controllers these days, the mixer section is pretty decent. All the knobs and faders work and feel as you expect them to do, and their placement, though a bit strange at first, does make sense, since this unit does have a screen and a speaker section. At first glance, the effects section looks pretty good. We have 4 effects, namely echo, delay, flanger, and phaser. And we also have toggle switches as well, like the ones you can find on the Numark Platinum effects. But unlike that unit, here on the Mixstream Pro, we're missing the dry/wet knobs and parameter buttons. And without those 2 functions, all we really get to control here are the effect choices we make and whether or not we turn them on. And this is the first thing on this unit that really bothers me. But this could be a temporary problem because a firmware update can easily fix this up and add those functions via the touchscreen display. So this is one of the controller's premier features, and is it any good? Well, to an extent, yes.
Put your bands up.
So they do the job of getting a small party started, but anything more than that? Not really. And you shouldn't expect them to. Because these speakers are here to convenience the DJ when it comes to practicing, DJing for small gatherings, monitoring, live streaming, and making content. And these speakers do a heck of a good job for all of that. Now, are these speakers a good idea and are they the future? Well, in my subjective opinion, I don't think so. And this is the second thing that I don't like about this unit, despite this feature being so innovative, forward, and brave. These built-in speakers are indeed useful for beginner DJs, but as a beginner grows in their skills and career, they will eventually buy and use more professional stuff. So I really wish that Numark didn't put these in, because I would have much rather appreciated a better layout, longer tempo faders, more effect controls, and more performance pads and modes. But what do you think? Are speakers on a controller the future, or am I just being a traditionalist? Comment down below. Overall, I firmly believe that the Mixstream Pro is the best controller for beginner and intermediate DJs who have a budget and are looking for a professional grade long-term controller. Though some features may be lacking and off-putting for now, it's all stuff one can get used to and grow to love. Plus, there are future updates to come on this controller, so things are just gonna get better and better. So whether you're a beginner or an advanced DJ, the Mixstream Pro just has something to offer for everybody at an amazing price. And if you're willing to overlook my nitpicky gripes on this unit, I'm sure you will absolutely love this controller.